welcome back to a new video about Ramadan and fasting. If you remember, in the last one we talked about what is the purpose of fasting, and if you remember we said that the purpose of fasting is for us to gain taqwa. This is why Allah made fasting an obligation upon us. Just to revise again, what is the meaning of taqwa? The meaning of taqwa is keeping away from everything that leads to disobedience of Allah. So if Allah tells us not to do something, we don't do it. If Allah tells us not to lie, we don't lie. If Allah tells us not to steal, we don't steal. Allah tells us not to say bad words, we don't say bad words. So we stay, or we don't harm people. We stay away from everything Allah told us to stay away from. At the same time, we should always observe taqwa, but especially in the month of Ramadan. And at the same time, the meaning of taqwa is that what Allah told us to do, we have to do. Allah told us to pray, we pray. Allah told us to fast, we fast. Allah told us to give charity, we give charity. Allah told us to help people, we help people. Allah told us to be honest, we be honest. So we do what Allah told us to do, and we stay away from what Allah told us to stay away from. In Ramadan, we should try and increase our taqwa. How do we increase taqwa? We do a lot of good deeds. We try and increase our good deeds. I know a lot of you are fasting and you're trying to maybe help your parents more. You are trying to increase your reading of the Quran or your memorization. All of these are very good deeds. Giving charity, we increase our deeds to try and increase our taqwa. Now, the purpose of fasting is not getting hungry or thirsty, but it is to gain taqwa and be better Muslims. So anyone can stop eating and drinking for a while. This does not make them have taqwa. And if they do that, but they continue to say bad things, they continue to harm people, they continue to lie, they continue to do bad actions, then they have not benefited from their fast. The only way that we truly benefit from our fast is that our whole body is fasting. And it's not just by not eating and drinking. Our tongue is fasting. That we shouldn't be saying bad words, we shouldn't be lying, we shouldn't be harming people. Our eyes are fasting. We don't look at anything that makes Allah angry. Our ears are fasting. We shouldn't listen to anything that makes Allah angry. Our hands are fasting. We shouldn't use our hands in a way that makes Allah angry when we hit people or we push people, or we steal something. Everything in our body should be fasting. This is proper fasting, okay? So it's not just about being thirsty and hungry. All of our body should be fasting. And this is how we gain taqwa. Okay, so what is fasting? As we know, when do we start fasting? We start fasting at Fajr time, okay? And we don't eat or drink anything, and which is also called dawn, just before the sun comes up. That's when we start fasting, and we fast until Maghrib, when the sun goes down. Now, it's good for us to have suhoor before we start fasting. What is suhoor? I'm sure you all know. It's the meal that you have before Fajr time. Now, in suhoor, sometimes maybe you're feeling tired and you don't really want to wake up, you don't really have something, but Prophet said that there is barakah, there's blessings in suhoor, and he advised us that we should have suhoor. So definitely try and have something at suhoor. Even if you have some dates, and make sure to have some water to keep you energetic throughout the day. Because we don't want to be, during our fasting, we don't want to be like sleeping all day or lazing around or not studying or not doing the work we should be doing. We still should be keeping active, and we should be doing our studying. And the time of Prophet, they would even go to battles when they were fasting in Ramadan. Like, for example, the Battle of Badr. I'm sure you've heard of the Battle of Badr. So imagine fighting in the desert, in the heat, wearing armor, carrying your weapons, and fighting the enemies of Allah, even doing this amount of effort while they're fasting. So we should also, while we're fasting, we should be energetic. We should make sure that we are trying to do the duties that we have to do. One of the ways that we can help ourselves doing that is by making sure that we're having suhoor. And when we break our fast, now I know you guys have been hungry all day and you're thirsty and you can't wait to just jump in and just eat all that delicious food that your mom has prepared for you. But the sunnah is that we should break our fast slowly and gently. Prophet used to break his fast with dates, so you should start with dates. And if you don't have dates, then you should drink some water. So you should first break your fast. Make sure that you use this time to make your dua, because Allah has given us a very special gift at the time when we break our fast, is that he said to us that he promises us that he will answer our dua. So make sure at the time when you break your fast, you make a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What do you want from Allah? You want to go to paradise, you want Allah to help you learn Quran, you want Allah to, maybe something that you want and you want your prayers to get you. You make dua for it. Make dua for anything that you want. Maybe there's someone in your family who's sick, you can make dua that Allah heals them. So use this time to make your dua. So you break your fast, you have a date or some water, and you make your dua. Then you're going to pray Maghrib. Okay, you're going to pray Maghrib. We don't want to delay our prayer. We don't want to start eating and getting involved in food and forgetting about our prayer. So you're going to pray Maghrib, say our Azkar, pray the Sunnah if you're praying the Sunnah, and then we can go back and have our meal. But we have to be, we're not just going eat, and then you're like after Maghrib, I can't move, your tummy is too full, and you're having your pains in your tummy because you ate too much, and you can't pray Isha, and you can't pray Tarawih. We shouldn't be eating like that. We should make sure that we eat, but in moderation. Okay. Fasting is an act of worship, and when you're worshiping Allah, you're getting rewards. So the whole time that you are fasting, from dawn to Maghrib, inshallah, you'll be getting rewards. And all of us need to eat and drink, yes, to stay alive. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made eating and drinking, He's made it halal for us. Now, fasting, you're leaving something halal that Allah has made halal for you. You are leaving something halal for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way Allah told you to. He told us as a worship to Him that we should be fasting, so that's what we do. And as I said to you before, when you are staying away from something halal, you are training yourself, you're becoming stronger. So after Ramadan finishes, it is easier for you to stay away from what is haram. If you can stay away from something that is halal, you can definitely stay away from something that is haram. So we do this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, a hadith that I wanted to tell you, narrated by Sahl. The Prophet ﷺ said, there is a gate in paradise called Ar-Rayyan, and those who observe fast will enter through it on the day of resurrection, on the day of judgment, and no one except them will enter through it. It will be said, where are those who used to observe fast? So on the day of judgment, it's like there's going to be a caller, it's going to call out, where are those of you who fasted? And these people will get up, and only these people will get up, and only these people will go through the gate of Rayyan. And when they go through, then after everyone goes through, then the gate will be closed behind them, and no one else will be allowed to go in. Now, Ar-Rayyan is a special place inside paradise, and it's only for those who fasted. But everyone in paradise fasted, or mostly everyone who goes to paradise fasted, because as we know, fasting is a pillar of Islam. So how comes there's a special place inside paradise for those who fasted? What does that mean? Those people who fasted properly, not just by not eating and drinking, their whole body fasted, their tongues fast, their eyes, their ears, their hands. Just as we said before, they're not saying bad words, they're not looking at bad things, they're not listening to bad things, they're not harming people. So their whole body fasted. The people who fasted properly, not just by not eating and drinking, those are the ones, inshallah, that will enter Ar-Rayyan. And inside this place, there's going to be even more beautiful things that are in the rest of paradise. So it's a very special place. Only very, very special people get there. Maybe one of your diets can be, when you break your fast, that Allah allows you to be one of those people who enter from Ar-Rayyan. Now, in the book you have a dua to say when you break your fast, and it says, Allahumma laka sumtu bika amantu wa alayka tawakkaltu wa ala rizqika aftart, and then it carries on saying that you're making an intention for fasting tomorrow. Wa lisawmi ghadan nawait. It means in English, oh Allah, for you I have fasted, in you I have believed, in you I put my trust, and with your provision I have broken my fast, and I intended to fast the next day of Ramadan. Oh Allah, forgive my past and future sins. I know this is a dua that a lot of people say, and all of that, but it is not the most authentic dua. Alright, I know it's in your book, but I want to teach you a dua which is more authentic. Is better for you to say. You should say this dua: ذهب الظما وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله. The thirst is gone, the veins are moistened, and the reward is guaranteed if Allah wills. So when you break your fast, I would like you to say this dua instead. Okay? ذهب الظمأ وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر inshallah. Hopefully you can learn this dua every day. You can read the dua and practice it until inshallah you memorize it. Okay, that's it for now. Make sure you watch the other videos for the stories, the special story, Ramadan story time. Thank you very much for joining me. Inshallah, I'll see you next week. And may Allah accept all of your dua and all of your